Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nayaswami Padma, and I'm here today on Monday, the 11th of April, to bring you today's noontime broadcast, noontime inspiration from the original teachings of Paramhansa Yogananda. I'm still reading from Swami Kriyananda's autobiography, The Path, in the chapters having to do with his life with Yogananda at the ashram. So today's reading is, how can one be too willing? Well, what I mean by this is, I become over-enthusiastic with what I'm doing. As a result, I lose my inner peace and fall into the old consciousness of hard work, which ends in exhaustion. I see, Mrs. Brown nodded sympathetically. That's right. Without inner peace, we lose the consciousness of God's presence. And if we can't feel God within us, we can't really feel His energy. And this is, so relevant to all of our day-to-day lives, because we're, most of the time, I'm going to say a good 16 hours a day, we're awake and we're in activity of some sort. Hopefully, a couple of hours of that is meditation, but the rest of the time we're in activity. And what he's talking about here is that when we become overly enthusiastic about things, or another way of putting that would be that when we're too attached to things we like doing, things we don't like doing, things that we prefer to be one way or other things that we don't prefer to be one way, whichever way we're feeling about something, if we do so passionately, then the chances are that we're attached to it. And if we're attached to it on any level whatsoever, even just a little bit, then what happens is it's impossible to feel God as calmness, God as peace within us while we're in that activity. And as a result of that, as she explains here, we become depleted. And so that's a good indicator for us when we're feeling ourselves getting depleted, is that we've lost contact. We've lost that inner contact of the divine within, the peace within. And if we meditate in the mornings and in the evenings, ideally, then bit by bit over time, the calmness of that meditation starts to work its way into our day. And what happens then is it's easier to see the divine hand behind everything. It's easier to feel the fact that we are, in fact, instruments of the divine, that God is the doer. And when we truly feel that, not just intellectually, but in reality, then we feel energy, we feel energized by the activity that we're doing, even if we're working long into the night, burning the candle at both ends. It doesn't matter if it's a divine candle that we're burning. That analogy, that thought form, that saying has a different meaning when we're not burning the energy at both hands, at the candle at both ends, but we are simply burning the candle in our meditation area and lighting the inner light. And then, that's how we can tell whether we're acting in God remembrance or not, when we feel that deep inner calmness, even while we are acting something out outwardly, whether we're serving outwardly. So, food for thought, joy to you, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye now.